Hello. 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 Here we are for a little bit of late night podcast recording. It's late because I was busy today. That's not true at all. I had some things to do. But here I am. Yeah, I did all my work. I got it done. So I guess one of the first things I wanted to get into straight away. Man, I'm so worried about this fucking cable phone. Hang on, wait. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, give it some slack. Give it some slack. I'm drinking. I've been getting into cocktails. I'm drinking just a Manhattan. It's not like, don't think of like a martini glass with the, it's a cherry on it that goes into a Manhattan, I believe. I don't know. I'm not putting fucking cherries in my drink, alright? It's like, put it in for decoration. It's like, ugh, I don't need decoration. Like, give me flavor. If it's a bit of lime or a bit of lemon and it's actually going in the drink, okay, cool. But otherwise, yeah, fuck decoration. How about I decorate your penis? I need to get a straw, a metal straw, because I feel like, because now I'm drinking more juice, and I'm like, oh, juice is bad for you. It's bad for your teeth. My teeth are fucked, by the way. My teeth are really fucked. That's what this whole podcast is about, how fucked my teeth are. But yeah, I suppose I should get a straw for this kind of thing. And maybe a cocktail shaker. I don't know. I've been making other things like, what was it? American Rolls Royce, and whiskey sours, and some other things. But the other things, I was like, this is too sweet, I guess. So I wanted to look at the if I could even find the fucking thing. Yeah, the Golden Globe nominations. Hooray! I guess this was something that I wasn't sure whether to talk about before or after it occurred. I don't really care. I do care about award season, but only for gambling purposes. And I watch a lot of films in the year. So boy, this year award season is usually pretty crap. Maybe it was just too good last year when you had like a whole bunch of really great films being nominated. And I kind of keep thinking to myself like, oh, COVID, really knocked back this year in terms of movies. But what are we missing out on? Like, the new Furious movie and Godzilla and the new Wes Anderson. Like, it's not a big loss. We'll get them eventually. But like, what about all these other films that managed to come through? And it's like, they're not that great either. I really feel like it would have been a shit year anyway. So let's have a look. Because it really sucks, by the way. It's just really terrible. Like, Best Picture Drama. None of these films are great, unless it's the one that I haven't seen. So there's The Father, which is... It's good. It's a good, I guess, a bit of an Oscar bait kind of film. I feel like so many films, especially when they're like jonesing for a Best Acting Award, people are like... They're like... As soon as like the film is announced, or as soon as like the first photo of the actor in the film comes out, people are like, oh, they're gonna get a nomination, oh, they're gonna win the Oscar for this one. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this movie's like 8 months away. It's probably not even finished yet. I remember they did that with Gary Oldman in that film that I didn't see, even though I watch almost everything with Gary Oldman in it. But where he's got like the makeup on, he's Winston Churchill, right? I was actually thinking the other day, like, oh, Winston Churchill, when are they going to make a movie about him? And I'm like, oh, I guess they already did. Oh, whatever. So there's that. Yeah. When that photo came out, people were like, he's jonesing for the Oscar. Then he wins it. It's like, yeah, you do the role, and then you got to pay to win. Yeah, The Father, like a very straightforward film. It does the thing, like, the main character in it has Alzheimer's, and it does do the whole like, oh, this thing used to be there and this person looks different now. It does that pretty well. It has good performances. I just don't think like it's a hugely edifying film or anything. It doesn't really, I don't know, maybe you'll find it emotional or whatever. But like I'm saying, like, it's like, oh, it's good. Would I recommend it? Yeah, if you want to see it. I wouldn't steer you away from it if you want to see it. But that's how these films are. And then there's Mank, Gary Oldman. which I didn't like, even though it's David Fincher is kind of one of my favorite directors. But this film, like this, it didn't even feel like, it felt like David Fincher wasn't right for this material. Like, he has a real cutthroat sensibility. He makes films that make you go, oh. Like Gone Girl was like really great. You know, I loved that film. Back when I saw it, I was like, yeah, new David Fincher, and you know, it really knocked my socks off. Good old anti-feminist film. You know, don't believe women film. Yeah, that film was cool. No, it was really enjoyable. You know, and I guess that had some Oscar buzz, but was a bit more of a genre film, but kind of heightened to in a kind of classy David Fincher way. I don't mean technically. I mean like in terms of the writing and the plot development and acting. But Mank was pretty boring. I also didn't like the historical fudgery of it. Yeah, it's definitely there, and you know, every time I watch one of these old historical, a film based in history, and it's recently come out or whatever, I always go to Hollywood versus history, and I read up about like how they fudged all these details. Not like, you know, details that don't matter, but details that do matter, like not a character, a person, a real life person's motivations, and they like make it different. Like in this film, like he's a socialist, Democrat sympathizer. Mank, I'm talking about. But in real life, it was like, nah, he's a conservative. And it's like, well, why didn't you make him that? Like, I guess it would have been less conflict in the film. And there's another film that I'm looking at right now that's in the Best Picture Drama category that has the same issue. So yeah, but as for Mank, I thought, the film was kind of bullshit. It was kind of enjoyable to watch, although definitely boring at times. It's definitely like, you know, is David Fincher ever going to make another great film? Maybe, you know, but it's definitely, I just think, I think he's mostly made pretty good films, if not masterpieces, really. This film is kind of like in the middle, or even the back half of his discography. He's made slightly worse films before, but this is really, in the back there. So why is it nominated for this shit? I don't know. Anyway, then there's Nomadland. It's a good film, I reckon. It is pretty ethereal, and kind of, I appreciate it for it. But then again, I also think that it's, I don't know, maybe just unsure of itself, or it didn't quite hit me emotionally, even though it did at times, but I kind of feel like it's also the best film of these nominated films. Yeah, like I say, I wouldn't call it extraordinary, but there's something to it. But then again, there isn't something to it. It doesn't really have like another extra bit of magic, something that makes you go, oh, you know, you're wondering what's going on here, something else to kind of hit you. I think it's good. I'd recommend it to people who are going to go watch it anyway. Well, next up, Promising Young Woman, which I haven't seen. I watched the trailer for it, and I was like, nope, no thank you. And now it's getting all these nominations. I'm not really that surprised. It doesn't quite feel like Oscar kind of film. It does feel like more of a Sundance indie hit. And you've usually got one or two of them that end up kind of getting caught up in the Oscar award season. So that seems to be the one. I mean, obviously, you know, it being a Believe Women kind of film, I guess. I don't know, but I am prejudging it. I'll go ahead and do that. And then Trial of the Chicago 7. Again, there's a character in it played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he's the first scene he's in. He's talking about the God, this word has been thrown around all year, and I don't remember it. Indictment. When you stir up people to commit violent acts, whatever that is called, indictment. How am I blanking on this word? Man, I don't give a shit about it. But anyway, his character, I don't know, has a very liberal agenda. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But when I was reading up about this film on Hollywood versus history, it's like, that character was conservative and didn't give a shit. I'm like, well, then that, unlike Mank, that would cause conflict. So what, there's no fucking conflict in this movie? Anyway, I got a bit of a boner for courtroom dramas. They sometimes are good, they sometimes not so good. This one, mixed opinions, but probably mostly bad, especially since the ending to this film, I don't mean the way like the story resolves itself, like there's nothing wrong with that, but when you watch the ending, it is so so fucking hokey. It's probably the worst movie scene I've seen out of a film from 2020. Maybe. This isn't the worst film for sure from this year, but or last year rather. But that's really not a good scene. It's just it feels like, you know, a scene that would end a film from the 80s, like a really terrible fucking film. Yeah. So that's the best picture drama films of the year. I mean, I didn't see that much good shit, but I mean, my own personal favorites were The Devil All the Time, and then other films that definitely wouldn't get nominated for shit, like I'm Thinking of Ending Things, an experimental film, so fuck that, and Possessor, a horror film, which I think is kind of not really a scary horror film. It's just a very psychologically intriguing film about, you know, how we are going to be using technology later on in our world, or how it's being used now in some sense. Yeah, but those films, you know, they ain't going to get a lick of it. I also like The Nest. Not the best thing ever, but that was like a pretty solid film and a pretty interesting film about people living beyond their means. And that's interesting. Okay, anyway. So, but next up, Best Picture, Musical / Comedy. The new Borat film. Fuck the new Borat film. I like the original. The new one sucked. It was very didactic. It was very informative, or informing, I should say, about how you should think and feel. A lot of jokes in it were very, very contrived. Like when he buys a cupcake with like a baby on it, and then she eats the baby by accident, and he's like, "Oh no, how do we get the baby out?" I think wrong Middle Eastern accent, whatever. And I was like, "Oh yeah, we need to get the baby out. Oh, this is gonna be a abortion thing." And I mean, no, I'm not laughing. The only part, and there's also the scene, the famous scene with what's his name, Rudy Giuliani, which I didn't like that much. Even when I watched it, I was like, he's not doing anything wrong. Like this girl who's underage, well, the actress is certainly not underage, although I think 24, 25 is the new age of consent now in America. But she is flirting with him because that's what she's supposed to do in character, and then they go back. I feel sorry for the guy. He might have been like, yeah, I'm going to get pussy if I can stay awake. And then when Borat runs in, it did give me like one of the few laughs of the movie where he's like, hey, she only 15. She too old for you. It's got like one good laugh right there. But everything else in the film was very like, And there's a lot of bits in it where they try to stir up people, I guess mostly right-wingers and Bible Belt conservative middle America, and it doesn't work that well. It's like, oh, what are they going to do? How are they going to react? And they're just like, oh, I'm fairly shocked and bemused by what's happening, and that's it. And it's like, well, this should have been a fucking deleted scene. And also the twist ending. Who cares about the twist ending in a fucking comedy film? But it happened to be the same twist ending, or maybe not a twist, but the same thing that happened in that new South Park episode, the one about the pandemic. I should probably talk about that, by the way, because I couldn't even watch that fucking South Park episode. I probably already have talked about it. I don't know, man. I'm drunk all the time. So I can't remember shit. Next up in the nominations, Hamilton, which I think is bullshit. Like, this is a stage play that has been filmed. You can't just fucking barge in, right? I don't know. One of my friends watched it, and he's raving about it. He's like, dude, you gotta see Hamilton. It's amazing. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I guess I'll torrent it because I'm not getting fucking Disney Plus. So apart from that kind of being bullshit, do you think it'll probably win? This seems like bullshit, man. I don't know, man. I don't really have much else to say. I don't know. I guess I'll watch it one day. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Can't judge it. Whatever. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm trying to type shit in here. So the next film is Music, the Sia film. Let me have a look here. Holy fuck. This film... Wait, hang on. Rotten Tomatoes has 10%. Okay, well, you know, this is Rotten Tomatoes, so... And the audience score is 15%. Okay, look, it's both. Okay, it's both. And sometimes one or the other are bullshit. But both of them, this seems like a fucking farce of some sort. And it's got 3.1 on IMDb. This is getting panned. And it's fucking a 2021 nomination. Holy hell. This is how fucking out of date the Golden Globes are. Look, I haven't seen the film, so I don't give a fuck about that film. Yeah, it seemed to get panned recently. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't really care. I'm not going to watch it. Fuck the Golden Globes. Next up is Palm Springs, this film with Andy Samberg and that hot bitch. And J.K. Simmons. Oh, fuck. I might watch it. I don't know. If I can find the fucking thing. Well, of course I can find it. Although you have to get a VPN now to torrent shit. Damn, man. I should probably just get one, really, honestly. And then The Prom. I haven't even heard of that fucking film. I don't know what the fuck this film is, man. I don't know what the fuck is that film? I don't know. I fucking hate Best Picture musical/comedy genre category. It's so useless. Like, there's fuck all. These are like the two worst and most useless genres in the world today. There's fuck all good comedy films. There's fuck all good musicals. There's fuck all musicals in general. So why are we getting this kind of crap? Why not have... You're better off having a best blockbuster category, really. So the Golden Globes can't laugh at the Oscars for trying to introduce that a few years ago. I should probably whip through some of these, especially since I haven't seen a lot of them. Best Actress, blah, blah, blah. What are these films? What the fuck is this? So, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, yeah, the chick in it. I haven't seen it, can't say much. United States versus Billie Holiday, I haven't seen it. What the fuck is this? Pieces of a Woman. Say, an Ed Gein biopic. Hey, that joke took me a few seconds to piece together, but I got there in the end. What is this? A heartbreaking home birth leaves a woman grappling with the profound emotional fallout, isolated from a partner and family by a chasm of grief. Okay. I don't care. Frances McDormand in Nomadland. Yeah, she's cool. I don't know. She's already got 2 Oscars. And I don't know how many Golden Globes she has, but fuck off. And then there's Promising Young Woman, Carey Mulligan. Nah, she's not hot enough to win. I don't know. Best Actor, Motion Picture Drama. Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal. I haven't seen it. I really get the feeling I'm not going to like that film, even though I would like to see a film about a drummer who starts to lose his hearing. I just feel like that's not going to be the one. Black Panther in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. R.I.P. I don't know. I might watch it. And I saw a negative review from just a regular fellow, a local yokel, that it was like Oscar bait, so I don't know. The Father, Anthony Hopkins, yeah, of course he's going to be there. Gary Oldman, Mank, of course he's going to be there as well. And then Tahar Rahim in the Mauritanian. Like, I haven't even heard of you or that film. What the fuck is that? It's probably really great. I can't think of any. I'm trying to think, like, off the top of my head of any really good acting roles this year. I think Jude Law was good in The Nest, but I like Jude Law in everything. You know why? Because he's a generally good actor and he gives a fucking good performance. He tends to do well. That's how it is. All right. The chick in Borat movie, yeah, she earns. I wouldn't even care if she won. She's pretty good. Kate Hudson in music. So, again, with the fucking these nominations they got fucking paid for. Michelle Pfeiffer in French Exit. Ooh, that's... I'm going to go see that film at a screening coming up, and I think with her in it, it's going to spike my my MILF senses. I can't wait to see it. I Care a Lot, Rosamund Pike. I hear not good things about the film. I can't be bothered with it. And then the Queen's Gambit chick in Emma. Don't care about that. Best Actor in a Musical Comedy, Borat, whatever. Yeah, I guess he would be in there. James Corden in The Prom. Like, I haven't seen it. I don't know what these are. Lin-Manuel in Hamilton. I don't know. Dev Patel in The Personal History of David Copperfield. Maybe I should watch that. Maybe. And Andy Samberg in Palm Springs, which I might watch. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like Andy Samberg, and that chick is hot, so I might be checking these things out. Best Supporting Actress Motion Picture. Fuck all these films. Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, which got panned. by critics. I don't know if audiences liked it. I don't know. Again, a paid nomination. Congratulations, Glenn. Olivia Colman in The Father. No. Not. I wouldn't say that performance is worthy, but oh god, whatever. Jodie Foster in this Mauritanian. I don't know what the fuck this is. Amanda Seyfried and Mank. Fuck off. Fuck off of all these films. It's like the same films getting nominated for different shit. Like, why don't you just get someone else from some other film? I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, actually going back to Best Actress, I mean, what's her name in Possessor? She's fucking great in that. She's fucking great. In fact, that dude was good in it as well. And he's kind of more of the main actor, or the actor that you see most in the film, I kind of say. You see quite a lot of them in the film. And then that young chick from News of the World. I don't know if I want to watch that film. It's Paul Greengrass, but he kind of fell off, really. Maybe I should. To see. To see. I'll watch it to see it. Best Supporting Actor, Motion Picture. Sacha Baron Cohen in The Trial of Chicago 7. He does alright in it. David Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah, which I just saw, and I thought it was good. Not amazing. He is good in it. Yeah, I guess he would get that. Jared Leto in The Little Things, which I watched yesterday. Not a good film at all, even though a lot of people were kind of shitting on it. Maybe a bit more than they should, maybe. It's really an okay film, but it doesn't quite... Like, it needed more work. And I don't know, Jared Leto, fucking... Again, you bought this nomination. Like, how are you getting it? It's just all these motherfuckers that have, like, already gotten nominated before. Unless you're, like, black. Like Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami, which I haven't heard of this shit. I haven't heard of you, man. You're not going to get nominated. You have to be nominated before or win before. And then people are like, oh, yeah, they won an Oscar. They won a Golden Globe. They won this and that. Yeah, so they must be good in this film. Fuck off. And it's like Bill Murray on The Rocks. Again, fucking sleepwalking, playing himself in that film. Really not a good film. I wouldn't really say it's bad, but... and I'm not really the biggest lover of Bill Murray, but, he's charming and he does good shit here and there. Yeah, it's not really a tops performance. I don't know why it's here, man. And then, Leslie... One Night in Miami... I don't know, I watched that film, I guess. So here's the thing. This is the one where I'm wondering, like... That no nomination, then, for Delroy Lindo in Da 5 Bloods, which to me is kind of like clearly the best performance in a movie in 2020. So what the fuck? And I mean, he's black, so why you'd think like a lot of SJWs that like kind of run along in the fucking Academy or the Golden Globes committee, whatever. You'd think they'd catch wind of it and be like, yeah, man, I'm surprised it didn't get more nominated, because that film, it was a shitty year last year, so I guess in a way it is one of the best films of the year in a shitty year. Like, it shouldn't be. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be there. Whatever, just do what you do, man. Fuck you, man. He gets Best Supporting Actor in my book, so I'm going to give him that award, and he'll be like, yeah, this is the only award I care about. Oh boy. Best Director of a Motion Picture. The chick that did Promising Young Woman, which is her first film. I haven't seen it. David Fincher for Mank. No, you shouldn't be. It's not even a well-directed film. Like this, that film absolutely has like a digital look to it. It looks like it was shot digitally. And I'm like, okay, this is shot digitally. Cool, that's fine, whatever. But the film still does that really cheap thing where if you're making a period piece film, especially about Hollywood back in the swinging, the swinging 40s, the flailing 40s, or I think that's when it was set, 1940, 1939, I don't know. But around that time, so you make it kind of seem a bit like a film from that era, where you put in like the cracks and pops, and when you put all the cracks and the hisses in the soundtrack, and you do the cigarette burns, and you do the Like, sometimes when that film faded out from one scene to another, then you would see some, like, scratching on the film. But, like, why are you pussyfooting around with it? Like, go all the way or don't. You can still shoot digitally and then make it look like a fucking filmed film. And there's also a lot of other problems with the film. The fact that, like, Mank writes out, like, a 300-page screenplay. Orson Welles takes it and brings it down to about 120 pages. And everyone's like, oh, but Mank was the real writer of Citizen Kane. No, taking out pages and taking out writing and taking out dialogue and story points and this and that is writing. It's as much writing as putting stuff in. So that's something that the film, I guess, didn't really consider. Regina King for One Night in Miami. Aren't you an actress? Man, fuck you and your nepotism. I swear to God, she's an actress. Yep. Yeah, fuck you, you fucking me. I think she won. Yeah. Fuck you, lady. You just waddle into directing. I don't know. I'll watch your film. All right, Aaron Sorkin for Trial of Chicago 7. Like, based on that last scene, he should be banned from ever winning an award for directing ever again. But nope, this is what he gets. So fuck you. And there's Chloe Zhao from Nomadland. Yeah, a pretty well-directed film. I wouldn't be that mad if she won. That's cool with me. Who even cares? Best screenplay. It's the same fucking films that you've been seeing. It's the same fucking films. Not the exact same as best director, but close enough. There's better written films out there, you cunts. You didn't watch. There's fuck all diversity, really, in this fucking thing. There's, like, if you look at all these, all the possible nominations. Oh god, how am I trying to say this? All the possible different films that could be nominated and how many actually do. It's usually like far less. I don't know. I'm drunk, man. I'm not even drunk. I'm kind of tired. Well, I shouldn't be tired. No, I don't know how to say this. All I'm saying is that there should just be more films, because why does it have to be like, oh yeah, this film, best actor in it, and then oh, why not best director, and then also best screenplay? Ooh. Like, no, man. There are other films out there, and all these other films are getting nominated for fucking nothing. Even if they just got one, to be fine. All right, best animated film. Man, fuck that. I don't watch animated films. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't really care about best foreign film. Don't really care about best score either, so I'm kind of just going down. Yeah, I should probably wrap this up. Oh, God. And then we have TV shows. Fuck off TV shows, and fuck movies as well. Fuck the Golden Globes. It's all horse shit. Fuck the Oscars. I will be betting on them, though, and that will be fun, so let me keep a close eye. You don't have to even watch the fucking films to know who's going to win or not. You ain't got to do shit. You ain't got to do a goddamn thing. Okay. Speaking of race, so I was just looking at this film where Coke got slammed for blatant racial discrimination. It's funny how a lot of people actually are saying, like, reverse racism. Accused of reverse racism. I would say it's kind of just racism. But whatever. Anyway, the Coke had one of those sensitivity... Wait, what do you call them? A training video... what do you call these things? Sensitivity training? I don't know. Racial sensitivity training, diversity sensitivity training, and whatever. Yeah, those things, which I would imagine, like, if I don't know if they probably sometimes are, and getting increasingly compulsory. If I had to do one, I wouldn't. But if I didn't have to do one, I probably would. I'd go for it and just be laughing at it. Because this is the kind of gold that you might find, where it says, try to be less white. Because... this video was confronting racism with Robin DiAngelo. Remember that word? This fucking racist right here. Let's see. White people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. No, I feel inherently superior because I'm rich. Well, I'm not rich. I'm just was brought up in a middle class, leaning towards upper class family. Yay! Doesn't matter, and I'm not even white. Maybe. What was I looking at? Because I think it said somewhere that being white is associated with, ignorance and Where the fuck is it? Oh, sheesh, man. I fucking hate this. Oh, there it is. Yeah, thanks, man. So it featured tips on how to be less white, and tips on how to be less white included being less ignorant and less oppressive. First of all, fuck you, don't need to tell me this, and how is that associated with being white? How? How is this? Oh boy. Anyway, so here we go. So it says here, to be less white. To be less white. I'm sure this Robin chick is she is a woman. I'm not doing her voice though, I'm just doing a voice. This is what she's written in it. To be less white is to be less oppressive, be less arrogant, be less certain. Be less certain? What the fuck are you talking about? I think you should have a bit of certainty in your life. Be less defensive. What the fuck? These are terrible. This is terrible. You should be very defensive if you think you're if you want to die on that hill like I'm doing right now, man. Be more humble. Bitch, sit down. Be humble. Listen. Now I'm just going to do it in Kendrick Lamar's voice, although I'll probably end up sounding like a redneck somehow. Some more ways to be less white. Listen. Believe. Women. It doesn't say that. Break with apathy. Break with white solidarity. I sound like a Star Wars prequel character. Yeah. Oh, this sounds like a whole lot of shit. Hey, and this is fun. Like, it's fun to see this kind of crap, and I guess it's been picked up on. It hasn't been shoved in the dirt. Oh, maybe it has. I don't know. Anyway, in the US and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. Research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it is better to be white. Citation needed. Where's this research? And how old is this fucking research? I believe the opposite is probably right. I mean, don't you think that, this is like, you're talking about children right here, but don't you think people, this kind of rhetoric being proposed by something like this is very much suggesting white ain't right? Don't you think? I don't know. Are the kids age 3 to 4 working at Coke? This is Coke, right? Oh man, hilarious. Well, I just combated that racism with some of my own, because that's what you do in these trying times. Alright, man. Oh no. I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't know what to talk about this thing. Daft Punk have broken up. Fuck you, Daft Punk. I'm having a hard time right now. This has been a shitty month for me, and now this happens. Can I have some good news? Like, my friend linked that news in the group chat, and I saw the URL, and it said like Daft Punk, and I was like, ooh, are they releasing a new album? Have they got a new song on the way? No, they're fucking broken up. No more new songs. No more new albums. Fuck you. Oh, god damn it. They're not like one of my favorite bands, but come on. And when I heard the news, I was like, oh. And then I listened to a bunch of their albums and cried. Well, no, but I was Devo. Yeah, fuck. Four pretty tight albums, I would say. That's all I got to say about that shit. Oh, man. I mean, what else? What else bullshit that I've written down? I've written down like Pokemon versus Digimon. Well, what I would say about that, which I've probably said a million times in this fucking thing before, is that, okay, so I guess I was thinking about this the other day, like, what kind of shows I watched when I was growing up, and I started to watch anime as a kid. The only time you should be watching anime, huh? You childish adults out there. So I believe the first one I ever saw was Sailor Moon, and obviously I was watching that. It's like, oh, I'm having feelings in my pants that I've never had before. So that show effectively ruined my life. And then only a couple of years later, I was watching Bubblegum Crisis, and that fucking thing made me pop a stiffy. I almost got into hentai over that fucking show. Man, I dodged a bullet. Although I got into more fucked up things after that. But yeah, I was just going on about it in my head. And then I was thinking about Pokemon, because I watched Pokemon first, then Digimon came around, and I was like, I like both these shows, they're cool. And then look, like, this is if you tell your friends like, hey, Digimon is better than Pokemon, they'll be like, oh no, bullshit, man, Pokemon has better games. I'm not talking about the games, obviously, okay? Obviously Pokemon has better games. Not that I really play them much because I'm not a nerd. A nerd like you, a nerd. I'm just talking about the TV shows because Pokemon was so fucking repetitive, and maybe you enjoy that. Well, fuck you. There was hardly any arc. It was like each episode starts the same. Our free travelers walk out of a forest. They all go, "Wah!" And they see a big town or whatever. It's not even that impressive. I've seen a million towns, a few cities. They go in. Pikachu chases another Pokemon. They catch up with them. Ash clonks head with some chick who owns that other Pokemon, and they're like, "Oh, I'm really sorry." Brock falls in love with her. Misty gets jealous. Then they arrange for some friendly fight or tournament or whatever, meeting in the parking lot with chains and fighting each other. Not the Pokemon I'm talking about. Team Rocket get involved. Oh man, I can't even go into this. Like it's always the same, and then Team Rocket try to fuck it up and steal the golden thingy. And they team up together to fight back against Team Rocket. Then Team Rocket's blasting off again. Meow. And then Brock tries to get with the chick, and Misty's fucking cock blocks them and pulls them away. And then they go into a forest and hopefully get raped and never get killed and never doesn't go on any longer. Fuck that. And then Digimon. I never thought about this kind of stuff when I was a kid. Like it was like decades, years later after I'd seen it, I kind of realized like Digimon had a fucking arc. Like each episode felt different to a degree, really. It wasn't the same thing, or maybe I'm just misremembering everything. But I just remember the first season of Digimon, and then there was Angelmon. Like that kid was waiting for his Digimon to evolve, and it's like, oh, why is mine going to be the last? Well, that's because you have the most powerful. And I reckon that was like a heaps epic scene where Angelmon, I think, fights Demonmon, and Angelmon uses up so much energy to defeat Demonmon or Devilmon that he like regresses back into an egg. Like he just used up so much power. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. This is epic. I was saying epic before it was cool, and then before it wasn't cool. I did think that was cool. And I you know, like I say, maybe I'm just misremembering a bunch of shit that doesn't even matter. And I do remember, I guess something not really that similar happened in Pokemon, but I remember like a season finale in a Pokemon episode being really pretty cool, and it wasn't fucking Team Rocket going, and Ash being like, no, you're a bunch of meanies. It was like a proper intense tournament kind of thing, and some good, I don't know, what would we say, choreography, and the Pokemon battling each other. Yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about fucking anime. I'm not a kid like you watching anime, sitting there with anime, jerking off to it as well. Fucking sickos. And let me watch. Let me watch you watch them. All right, I shouldn't. I'm not gonna get into talking about crap I've sold. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. I'm tired for some reason. I'm going to bed, man. I need to get less sleep and more job applications sent out. All right, yeah, I guess I got things to do. Okay. Well, it is the David Morgan Brown experience. Are you experienced? And it's episode 19, I guess. And it is now 10:17 p.m. and it's the 24th of February. In this fucking shitty year and this shitty month. Man, fuck, this year's gonna be so bad. Probably gonna get fucking anally raped with a broomstick. I feel like that's already happened, but metaphorically, but figuratively, literally, it's gonna come up. It's gonna come up. Alright, it is gonna come up, and then I will come up. Oh god. That'd be terrible if you were being raped and you didn't enjoy it at all, but you came. Rapist is like, see, you enjoyed it. You're like, no, I didn't. I can't control my body right now. Pick up the semen and show it to the judge. See, I didn't rape him. He enjoyed it. It's like, believe women. All right, yeah, I am out. Wait, do I have anything else to say? Nah, fuck all this. R.I.P. Daft Punk.